My fiancée kept flirting with other guys for fun, so I let her humiliate herself in the worst way possible. I should have seen the red flags from the moment we started dating. Amanda wasn't just a flirt, she was a full-blown attention-seeking menace. She had this habit of pushing boundaries just to see how far she could go. Flirting with waiters? Standard practice. Giggling at every guy who so much as looked at her? Daily occurrence. Playfully slapping her male coworkers on the arm while saying, "Oh, stop, you're so bad." Instant migraine. Whenever I called her out, she'd laugh it off. "Babe, it's just harmless fun. Don't be so insecure. You should feel lucky to have a girl guys want. It's not flirting if I don't mean it, duh." I wasn't the jealous type. I didn't mind a little harmless social interaction. But Amanda? She was the type of person who'd trip and fall into a guy's lap, then act shocked when he got the wrong idea. Things hit a new level of absurdity when we attended a friend's wedding. We were sitting at a table, enjoying our food, when Amanda leaned over to the groom's best man, a chiseled Abercrombie model-looking dude named Ryan, and said, "If I weren't engaged, I'd totally be into you." In front of me. At a wedding, while wearing an engagement ring. Ryan, being a normal human being, just gave a nervous chuckle and looked at me like, bro, you okay?" Meanwhile, Amanda sat there, smiling at me like she just complimented my haircut. That night, I finally snapped. "Amanda, what the hell was that?" She had the audacity to roll her eyes. "Babe, it was a joke. Why are you making a big deal out of this?" At that moment, I realized something. Amanda didn't just flirt for fun. She flirted because she liked the reaction. She wanted me to get upset, to feel like I had to prove my worth, to compete for her. And that's when it hit me. If she wanted attention so badly, I was going to make sure she got the biggest, most ridiculous spotlight of her life, and she was going to hate every second of it. I decided to flip the script. Instead of reacting to Amanda's antics, I started encouraging her. She flirted with a waiter. "Oh babe, you should leave your number. Maybe he'll text you back." She giggled at a guy at the bar. "Wow, Amanda, you're a natural. Maybe you should teach a flirting class." She made a suggestive joke at a party. "You know, you really do have a way with men. You should embrace it." At first, Amanda ate it up. She thought I was finally getting it. She got bolder, cockier, more reckless. She started escalating. Instead of just flirting, she started boasting about how she was naturally irresistible to men. Honestly, if I were single, I'd have so many guys chasing me. Flirting is like a superpower. It's fun seeing guys get nervous around me. It's not my fault men are obsessed with me. It was like she thought she was a Greek goddess, blessing mere mortals with her presence. That's when I knew. I had to make sure Amanda got a crash course in what it actually meant to be the center of attention. And I had the perfect event in mind. Amanda's cousin, Sophie, was getting married. And Sophie? She adored Amanda. So much so that she made Amanda the maid of honor. This meant Amanda would be front and center the entire wedding weekend. She'd have to give a speech. She'd be surrounded by every important person in her life. Family, friends, work colleagues. It was the perfect setting. Because Amanda? She wasn't just going to embarrass herself. She was going to become an inside joke that would haunt her for the rest of her life. The week before the wedding, I casually started planting ideas. "Babe, weddings are the best place to test your flirting skills. So many single guys. You should totally mess with the groomsmen, make them fall in love with you for fun. You're going to own that wedding. Everyone will be watching you." Amanda, completely unaware she was walking into a trap, got hyped. She started talking about how she was going to be the star of the weekend. She even said, "Honestly, I bet I'll get hit on more than the bride." I smiled. "Oh, Amanda, you have no idea what's coming." The wedding weekend arrived. Amanda? She was glowing. She had no idea that within 48 hours, she was going to experience the single most humiliating event of her entire life. Because by the time I was done, she wouldn't just be embarrassed. She'd be a walking, talking cautionary tale. And the best part? She'd do it all to herself. The moment we arrived at Sophie's wedding venue, Amanda acted like she was the damn bride. She stepped out of the car like she was stepping onto a red carpet, flipping her hair, adjusting her dress, and scanning the crowd like she was looking for paparazzi. I swear I saw one of the groomsmen roll his eyes. "I bet I'm gonna steal the show," she whispered to me, grinning. "You mean Sophie's show?" The one where she's getting married? I said, raising an eyebrow. Oh, come on. Look at me. I'm already getting stares. Amanda's biggest flaw? She mistook polite glances for admiration. She wasn't getting stared at because she was stunning. She was getting stared at because she was the human embodiment of a walking cringe compilation. And lucky for her, the nightmare hadn't even started yet. Amanda didn't waste a single minute before launching into full flirt mode. She had a very specific style when it came to flirting. She wouldn't just giggle and bat her eyelashes. Oh no, she had a three-step process. 1, she'd find her target, usually a guy with a girlfriend, just to see if she could cause problems. 2, she'd jokingly invade personal space, touching their arm, leaning in too close, making unnecessary eye contact. 3, she'd say something so wildly inappropriate that it would leave the guy stunned into awkward silence. It took her exactly 15 minutes before she found her first victim, the groom's older brother. A guy so happily married he still had his wedding ring engraved with his anniversary date. Oh wow, you're the groom's brother? No way. Guess that means I should be calling you daddy now. His face went from friendly smile to absolute horror in less than 2 seconds. His wife? Standing right there. I watched the wife grab his arm and physically drag him away, like she was saving him from a bear attack. Amanda? She just smirked and flipped her hair like she won some kind of power move. She wasn't flirting for fun. She was flirting for dominance. And she had no idea that she was walking into the biggest disaster of her life. I needed Amanda to go big, and that's where my strategic compliments came in. Wow, babe, I think you've still got it. Look how nervous these guys get around you. You're like a magnet, Amanda. I bet you could flirt with anyone, and they'd fall for you. Honestly, you're unstoppable. You should go all out tonight. She loved it. She got cockier, bolder, dumber. By the time the rehearsal dinner rolled around, she was fully convinced that she was the main character of this wedding. That's when she found her next victim. Yes, the actual wedding officiant. Father Joseph, a 70-year-old man who probably hadn't had a flirtatious interaction in 30 years. Amanda, fresh off her latest I'm Irresistible ego boost, slid right up to him. Father Joseph, you must be the hottest priest in town. I bet if you weren't wearing that robe, we'd all be in trouble. The priest nearly choked on his wine. Meanwhile, Sophie, the actual bride, was frozen in horror. Amanda, that's my priest. Oh, relax, it's a joke. Joking about seducing a man of God? Sophie screeched. Amanda, as usual, just laughed it off. Meanwhile, I was having the time of my life, because the final piece of the revenge was about to be set in motion. Later that night, there was a casual pre-wedding party at the venue. Amanda? Fully convinced that she was untouchable. The groomsmen? Fully convinced that Amanda was actually insane. The bridesmaids? Fully convinced that Sophie was regretting every life decision that led her to making Amanda maid of honor. And then, Amanda made the biggest mistake of her life. She grabbed the mic. Before we celebrate Sophie's big day, I just want to say, wow, this wedding has so many handsome men. I mean, ladies, aren't we all just a little tempted? The crowd? Dead silent. Sophie? Looking like she was about to throw Amanda off a balcony. The priest? Still recovering from earlier. Amanda had set herself up for failure, and I was about to make sure she walked right into it. The moment Amanda put herself in the spotlight, she became the perfect target, because in less than 24 hours, she was about to experience a catastrophic public humiliation, the ultimate realization that she played herself. A moment so embarrassing that it would haunt her for life. If you thought flirting with the priest was bad, just wait until you hear what Amanda did on the actual wedding day. It was like she woke up and chose maximum destruction. The morning started off calm enough. Sophie was getting ready. The bridesmaids were fussing over their dresses. And Amanda? Amanda was standing in front of a full-length mirror, practicing her signature look for the wedding photos. I swear, I was meant for this spotlight. Do you think I'll get more compliments than Sophie? I just know someone's going to fall in love with me today. Yes. The maid of honor was wondering if she'd outshine the actual bride. I don't know what kind of main character energy this woman was running on, but she needed to be stopped. Luckily, she was about to stop herself. Amanda decided that she was going to use this wedding to prove that she was the most desirable woman in the room. And what better way to do that than to steal the spotlight at the reception? She pulled me aside, smiling like she had just discovered fire. Babe, I just had the best idea. I think I should surprise everyone with a speech, like something totally spontaneous and fun, just to lighten the mood. I blinked. Amanda, you're already giving a speech as the maid of honor. No, that's the serious one. I mean a fun one. Like, maybe a little flirty. That's when I knew Amanda was going to sabotage herself, and I was going to let her. Before we even made it to the reception, Amanda was already on a roll. She winked at the best man during the vows. She accidentally leaned against the groom's father during group photos. She whispered something to a groomsman that made him physically recoil. By the time we sat down for dinner, I could see Sophie's patience running on fumes. And then, Amanda picked up the microphone. Amanda stood up, tapped the mic, and flashed her signature "I'm the star" smile. The groom's face dropped. Sophie squeezed her wine glass like she was about to snap it in half. And then, Amanda started talking. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take a moment to say, wow, love is so beautiful, isn't it? It's just so inspiring to see two people come together like this. So far, harmless. But then she took a turn straight into insanity. I mean, let's be real, weddings are like the ultimate flirting ground. Everyone looks their best, the champagne is flowing, the emotions are high. It just makes you wonder, if we weren't all taken, what could happen? The room went dead silent. Sophie's face turned the color of a crime scene. And Amanda? She wasn't done. I mean, don't lie, guys. We all have a wedding crush, right? Like, come on, ladies. Who's your secret wedding crush? The bridesmaids stared at her like she had just set a puppy on fire. I could see people shifting uncomfortably. The priest, who had barely recovered from Amanda's antics the night before, looked like he was about to start praying. Amanda, completely oblivious, laughed like she had just delivered the best joke of the night. Then she made the mistake of looking at Sophie. Step 4. Sophie finally snaps. There are 3 types of anger in the world. 1. Mild annoyance, the kind where you sigh and move on. 2. Serious anger, the kind where you have to take a deep breath before responding. 3. Wedding bride rage, a level of fury so powerful it could fuel a spaceship. Sophie? She was on level 3. She stood up so fast that her chair nearly toppled over. Amanda, sit down. Amanda blinked, still too deep in her delusion to process reality. Wait, why? I was just, sit down, before I throw you out of this wedding. Amanda froze. And then? Someone from the back of the room started slow clapping. One by one, people joined in. It started as a joke, then became a full-on ironic standing ovation. Amanda was being mocked in real time. She had become the meme of the wedding. And the best part? She did it all to herself. Amanda, now realizing she had just humiliated herself in front of 100+ people, panicked. She tried to salvage it. I was just kidding, guys. I love Sophie and Mark. Oh my God, I'm literally joking. You guys are being dramatic. The audience? Not buying it. The groomsmen? Laughing into their drinks. The bridesmaids? Shaking their heads. And Sophie? She turned to the DJ and said, "Cut her mic." Amanda's microphone went dead. I have never seen a more defeated person in my life. Amanda sat down, looking like a child who just got put in timeout. But the damage? Already done. Because for the rest of the night, every time she tried to talk to someone, they'd smirk, they'd whisper, they'd exchange glances. She wasn't just embarrassed, she was legendary in the worst way possible. And me? I just enjoyed my champagne knowing that Amanda had just given herself the worst punishment possible. She was stuck at this wedding for the rest of the night, with no way to escape. The moment Amanda sat down after her legendary speech fail, she knew. She wasn't just embarrassed. She wasn't just humiliated. She was officially the joke of the wedding. And the best part? This joke wasn't going to die anytime soon. It started subtly. During the reception, the best man got up to give his speech. I was going to talk about how Mark and Sophie are perfect for each other. But let's be honest. We all know the real star of the night is Amanda. Laughter erupted. Amanda froze. The best man wasn't done. Seriously, I was worried this wedding would be boring. But thanks to Amanda, we all learned that nothing spices up true love like hitting on the priest. People lost it. The groomsmen, cheering. The bridesmaids, wheezing. The priest, shaking his head, muttering something about confession. Amanda? She looked like she wanted to teleport out of existence. As soon as the speeches ended, the DJ did something legendary. He played a special song. "Somebody's Watching Me" by Rockwell. The entire room broke into laughter again. Amanda? Dead silent. Because she knew she had become the wedding meme. And this was never going away. For the rest of the night, Amanda couldn't escape it. Anytime she tried to talk to someone, they'd smirk. A groomsman walked by and whispered, "Who's your wedding crush now?" The bride's grandma shook her head and called her shameless. The groom didn't even make eye contact. By the time the cake was being cut, Amanda was just sitting there, staring into the abyss. She had gone from the queen of the night to an absolute joke in less than 12 hours. And the best part? This wasn't just a one-night thing. This would follow her forever. The Monday after the wedding, I woke up to an explosion of group chats. The wedding guests, still talking about Amanda's speech fail. The bridesmaids, already planning to make it an inside joke. Someone had even made a gif of her standing there with the mic, captioned, "Who's your wedding crush?" And Amanda? She tried to act like it was no big deal. But within a week, she lost friends. People didn't want to invite her to things anymore. People started tagging her in wedding memes. Her co-workers found out. Apparently, a wedding guest who worked with her spilled the tea at the office. Amanda wasn't just embarrassed. She was immortalized as a walking disaster. Amanda tried one last time to salvage things. She texted me 2 weeks later. "I don't know why you let that happen to me. You could have stopped it. I feel like you let me embarrass myself on purpose." I just stared at my phone, and then I replied, "Amanda, you always wanted to be the center of attention. Congratulations, you got your wish." And then I blocked her. Because the best revenge, letting them live with the consequences of their own stupidity.